So my favorite go-to hip mobility drill are our hip cars, controlled articular rotations, where the goal is to take the hip joint through its full pain-free range of motion. Getting set up, we're going to keep the athlete in a nice neutral spine so we can tuck the head a little bit, making sure we're not overly extended from this lumbar spine. Getting started, with one leg at a time, we're going to start by driving the knee up to the elbow as far into flexion as we can. So we'll work on this right-hand side, the knee to elbow. As we open up, the common fault I see is kind of compensating from either the spine or the other hip. So what I like to do for a cue is place a cone, a block, whatever, on the athlete's back and tell them not to knock the cone off of the back. So from this point of flexion, we're going to drive the knee open out to the side, out towards me, keeping that spine nice and neutral. And then keeping the knee as high up as you can, we're going to rotate back into extension. Again, trying to keep the core nice and engaged. As we reach this point of endpoint extension, we're going to drive the knee back to the starting point. And then as we reverse it, we're going to work back into extension to start. So drive that heel up to the ceiling, keeping, again, the spine as neutral as we can, so we're not moving from here. Everything's coming just from the hips. And then we're going to open the knee out towards me, keep the knee as high as we can as you drive the knee back up to the hip, or excuse me, to the armpit / elbow, and then come on through to center. And then we can relax. So again, as best we can, isolating just the hip joint, trying to keep the torso engaged and still, working that biggest pain-free range of motion as possible.